So when you think of games people play continuously, you normally think of live service games like Fortnite, Apex, Overwatch, or something like that. But sometimes there are special offline games that we keep thinking about. And even though we've beaten them, we still dip in from time to time. So what do you guys think? What are your 2 picks for games that are not a live service that you just can't quit? Let's start with you, Lord.
My first pick has to be Half-Life 2. I love that game. I think it came out in 2004. It just, in my opinion, it was the turning point of like modern games, what games could do, what first person games can do, like storytelling wise. It has everything. It has like adventure moments. It has these horror moments that are truly chilling. It has these vehicle fights. Oh, it was just a true masterpiece, and I always find myself firing that up. Now that I got my PC going, I'm just like, I'll be on there. I'll mess around. I'll get the gravity gun out, throw some barrels around. Oh, it's just an awesome game. The beginning of that game is, I think that's like one of the best parts. So you can just fire it up and play the beginning over again, and it's just like, man, it's so satisfying. What a great game.
That's a great choice.
You can't ask this question without giving Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise its due, because those games you can play over and over and over again. I could jump in, just you asking the question, maybe like, oh yeah, I should go back and play that right now, because you can use a different weapon, you can specialize in a different weapon each time. There's like 12 of them, so like I'm gonna do a run with the now of course I'm blanking on what all of them are, with the insect glaive, or with the hunting horn. I'm gonna do this run with a hunting horn only, and it's just the just the replay value and the loop to those games is delicious, and I want to stop talking about it right now and play it.
Right on. I wish I could share the same sentiment, but I do not.
It's just because you have bad taste. That's fine.
All right, Mr. Sekiro. Anyway, I just have to say, my first pick when I saw this question that came in my mind was, it reminded me of a game that I bought at the very beginning of the pandemic, and that was the Ring Fit Adventure. And I thought, for sure, this is going to be a gimmick. It's got this stupid little plastic ring. I'm probably going to snap it. It's going to, like the Wii balance board, it's going to be BS. But we're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm going to treat myself. I'm just going to buy this game, and it's going to be, help me work out at home. And then flash forward like 4 years later, and I'm still doing it once a week. That game is huge. It's a great adventure. It's got so many different worlds. It's like an RPG with level ups and potions and armor and all of this sort of stuff. And the whole time you're working out, you're getting your crunches and your cardio and all that sort of stuff, and it's counting everything you're doing. And so I don't know if anyone was interested in that one and slept on it, but I highly, highly recommend picking that one up and putting it in your workout routine, because it's truly a good time.
That's good to know. Yeah. I saw it. It looked cool. So yeah, I'll have to take a peek at some. I'll have to come over and we'll have to do like a workout with it.
And it has some fun mini games and stuff that you can like do. I'll show you.
Sweet.
But what's your next pick?
Next one, it's got to be Death Stranding. Since that game came out, I've just replayed that game a few times. Just the sound effects alone in that game are worth hearing again. They are so good. And the way just like even menuing in that game, where you're like short presses, long presses, rearranging the long
press.
Oh, it's so well done. And then you're just like Norman Reedus cruising around through this. It's so funny because I think I mentioned this on the last, but it is like a truly barren world. There's like nothing to really find, but it is
to play a game in a barren world. That sounds like a blast.
And yet I still want to go out and walk around and look at stuff. It doesn't make any sense. It like when I say it, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. But man, I can return to that game. And I heckle myself about that game because I'm just like, I think there's something. I have a screw loose, but it is so fantastic. I highly recommend anyone. Just if you're Death Stranding curious, I say give it a shot.
I was Death Stranding curious in college. So my second one is Hitman 3, and the Hitman franchise is fantastic. I love them. But they really hit their stride with Hitman 3. It's like there's like 14 different levels. Each time you play, you have multiple ways to get your kill. The amount of detail in these games, the amount of replayability, the way that they set up these helpful hints that you can take, like a path that'll kind of guide you on how to do a certain kill on a certain level with a certain weapon. It's a beautiful, beautiful, fun, engaging, simulating kill game. I love a good simulated kill. I don't know. Do either of you play these games? It's so fun. It was on Game Pass for a while and they took it off. So if you didn't get a chance, it's a bummer. But oh my god, they're so good.
Oh yeah, I played the originals. I haven't played enough 3, but man, I played 1, 2, Blood Money, Contracts, all those bangers. Fantastic franchise.
Yeah.
All right, well, my last choice is Turmoil. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this one, but when it first came out, I got super, super addicted, and then I've jumped back in several times over the years. It's originally a PC game, and then they also ported it to the Nintendo Switch, and it's also in the iOS store if you have an iPhone. So I highly recommend it. But essentially, it is an oil drilling game, and they give you like a low amount of money, and then the challenge is you have to go and like bid on these plots of land, and then you're this little guy, and then you drill this oil down, and you try and find all the different oil plots, and you put the pipes everywhere, but then you have to pay for everything, and then you have to sell it for certain prices. It's like a tycoon sim, but it's highly, highly addictive. It's got an awesome DLC called The Heat Is On, which kind of revamps everything, and that comes free if you buy it on the Switch. And I don't know, it's a hugely addictive. It's something about the gameplay loop, going over and over and over, drilling and trying to find the oil before you go out of business, that definitely is addictive. And if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it because it's a great game. Are you guys familiar with it at all?
Never even heard of it.
Well, definitely check it out. And if we have any listeners or viewers who have strong games that they love and that they constantly go back to, please sound off in the comments, because we'd love to learn, what people are playing, or tweet at us.